Good morning. Blessed greetings, everyone, and welcome to the WSLM Radio Ministry Podcast with Pastor Vince. It is Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. Happy Veterans Day to all my fellow veterans out there. I served in the Army and the Air Force myself. I joined the Army right out of high school at age 18. I spent my first summer out of high school in basic training, so that was the start of my Army experience. And then later on, I would serve in the Air Force. I joined the Air Force at the age of 34, as it were, in 2002. So I spent time in both branches. I loved it. I'm glad I did it. I wish I'd stayed in. Like many people, you're probably one who's listening to this right now. You're probably a veteran listening, and you're saying, "Man, I wish I'd stayed in." Da 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 da. But the time that I spent was great, and it's an honor to have served. I'll say it that way. So today, I just want to share a quick book recommendation with you. Something I'm going to do from time to time. Any books that I come across that I'm currently reading or I have read. Books that may be relevant to you, books that you can relate to, books that are definitely relevant to this ministry. I've stated numerous times that Sacrificial Lamb Ministries, our focus now is on mental health care. We're in a rebranding, restructuring process right now to focus on mental health care, and there are several areas that we're going to be focusing on. One of those areas is support for cancer patients, survivors, and their families. And in terms of cancer and mental health, or cancer and psychology, which falls under the umbrella of psycho-oncology, I came across this book and I thought it was very appropriate for me to read to gain more insight into psycho-oncology and to tie it in with this ministry and where we're headed in terms of mental health. So the book is called Cancer, Stress, and Mindset, Focusing the Mind to Empower Healing and Resilience. It's written by Brandon LaGreca, Brandon LaGreca, Lagreca. And I am in the introduction. I'm still in the introduction. I just started reading it last night, literally. I just opened it up and started reading it last night, so I'm just finishing up the introduction. And here's what the introduction says. This should give you a good idea of what the book is about. Maybe just this little bit that I'm about to read will interest you enough to maybe want to dig deeper and pick up the book for yourself. Can stress contribute to cancer progression? Can stress cause cancer? The field of psycho-oncology has emerged to answer these questions, and the result of decades of research builds a firm case that both statements are true. So there it is, a little bit from the introduction to give you a good idea of what this book is about. I highly recommend it just based on a little bit that I've read already. I was already interested in learning more about psycho-oncology. There's another book that I picked up before this one. I started reading it as well. But I don't know enough about the field of psycho-oncology to give you a more in-depth understanding of what I've read and, what it's about, what the field is about, whatever. But the little bit that I have learned, it has encouraged me or pushed me to want to dig deeper and learn more about psycho-oncology and how if someone is diagnosed with cancer, if someone is struggling with cancer, how that can affect them mentally, emotionally, psychologically, as well as physically and so forth. So anyway, I thought this would be good to share with you. I hope this helps. Please continue to plug into this podcast as we continue to share more on mental health and the various areas that we're going to be focusing on within mental health. Have a great day, be blessed, and we'll talk again real soon.